The last Metroid is in captivity. The galaxy is at peace.
In this game, there's a few things that were made different. Like, for example, instead of enemies dropping health when you kill them, you actually only get health at every save point, so you really have to preserve health. And there's actually this new mechanic they introduced where you hold the Wii remote vertically, and then you hold the A button down, and it's called like a concentrate move, and her health just restores after a certain amount of time. And of course, you can't really do this while enemies are
attacking you.
Yeah, and the same goes for missiles. You can do the concentrate move, and that works as well. And it's kind of cool. It keeps the action going. So, like, if you run out of missiles all of a sudden and you reach a door that you have to shoot down with missiles, you don't have to go all the way back to, like, a missile station and then come all the way back to shoot the door down.
Yeah, that's what I like about this game. Like, also, I believe they took away the scanning, right?
Yeah, from Metroid Prime.
I have to admit, that was the part I hated about Metroid Prime. Like, scanning, that was probably the one thing in the game I didn't like. And maybe some other stuff, because I really didn't play it that much. But I'm glad they took that away, because that was hell to me.
Sometimes when you're just playing and you'll run into a new room, the game will just stop and you'll automatically go into first person and you can't go back. And these are areas where you have to look around and spot a certain object before you can move on. And sometimes it can take a while just to spot this one little thing, and it kind of slows down the pace of the game. Like, I remember in the beginning where you had to look around and then you had to point on that one little star.
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
Like, it took me a while to figure that out, and sometimes you feel like, oh, I already went over that, but, you know.
Yeah, that was kind of annoying, because you had to pinpoint it.
Yeah.
So, the game's graphics.
They are pretty good. They're obviously not like Xbox or PS3, but they're pretty close, and when you switch into first person, it looks just like Metroid Prime.
Yeah, it looks so cool.
Yeah.
Like, really cool. Just how they have, like usually in Metroid games, they usually, like, get detail is, like, one of their strongest strengths. So, like, because I remember you were saying in Metroid Prime, like, if a light shined over your like,
visor,
yeah, you
yeah,
can see the light.
You can see, like, the reflection of Samus's face.
Yeah, that's detail.
Yeah, that's the kind of detail that you'll see in this game as well.
And, yeah, it's really nice. The graphics, they flow very well. It hasn't ever, like, frozen or anything. Nothing like that has happened yet.
And hardly even any frame rate slowdown at all, I've noticed. It's always a solid 60 frames per second.
Okay, let's talk about music. One of the coolest things
about Metroid games.
Yes.
But in this one, I'm a little disappointed.
Yeah, I actually didn't really hear the music. Like, I wish it was kind of louder, because there's just, like, parts where you only hear sound effects, so you hear, like, monsters, like, making their monster noises, and you hear, I don't know, elevators going up and down, and jumping, and you're running feet, and you shooting, and I'm just like, you know what? I want some, like, heavy metal music in the background.
Or there's something that's, like, memorable.
Yeah, just, like, something cool. Like, even if it's, like, the Metroid theme song, that would be pretty awesome.
Yeah, and another thing I noticed is when you pick up when you authorize a new power-up, that famous Metroid tune that happens when you always get a power-up, it doesn't play in this game, and that's just such a cool thing. It's just a trademark thing in every Metroid game. I don't know why they took that out.
Yeah, they should not. That's like getting Zelda and taking away his hat in the next Zelda game.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, taking away Link's hat. I'm sorry, you Nintendo nerds.
Or like in Zelda, when you open a treasure chest, it's like
Or something like that.
like if they took that away.
Yeah, that's just crazy.
Okay. So length.
I don't really know what to say about length, like the length of the game.
This game's about it'll definitely take you over 10 hours. It's not the longest Metroid game to date, not as long as Metroid Prime was, but it's still a pretty robust adventure, probably around 15 hours, I'd say. And there's still that exploration element in this game that has always been in Metroid games, but there's not as much of it, and I don't think the game world is as big as it was in Prime.
Yeah, me neither. I don't think so. So, Brad, what are you going to say about Metroid Other M? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Would you recommend it for new Wii players, for older gamers or whatever?
Yeah, I definitely recommend it to new fans of Metroid who are kind of curious about the series and maybe never played a game in the series.
Yeah, I would recommend it too, actually.
This is a great introduction.
I've actually noticed something, but there's sometimes when you shoot people, like you see like a rainbow. I don't really know what's up with that, but it's pretty awesome. Like if you're doing like a close up, like putting your gun up to their face and shooting them, you have like a little rainbow.
The combat in this game, it's really reminiscent of Ninja Gaiden. Like you can pull off these combo animations where you walk up to like a downed enemy maybe and you hold the one button, and Samus does this really acrobatic, really cool looking animation where she just acts so vicious to these creatures. It's just kind of cool to see like a Nintendo character being so mean to these things.
Yes, this is probably one of like the one games made by Nintendo that's actually like a lot different than the others. Like you see Samus like beating the crap out of people. Like you don't really get that in Mario games.
No.
Mario doesn't shoot people.
This game is just overall, it has a darker tone than any of Nintendo games I've played.
So now you cannot say that the Wii sucks.
Another thing that is in the combat is that sometimes when an enemy's about to hit you, you press any direction on the D-pad and Samus does this automatic dodge move.
Which is awesome.
Yeah, it's very helpful and it just looks cool.
Yeah. So, what's your favorite part about this game? Like, your favorite move? Like, I'd have to say mine is the wall jump because I'm just a beast at it.
The wall jump?
Yeah.
My favorite part of the game are the boss fights, and my favorite moves are when you just like go up close to an enemy, and it's always different for every enemy, but she just does this crazy acrobatic maneuver.
Which is, yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's a good choice. So that's our review of Metroid Other M.
I hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, so happy gaming.
Get away from me!
It was obvious that there was some pervasive danger throughout the facility. Mother, time to go.